Hey, John Jones here with another edition of Tuesday Morning Coffee. Today I got a great treat for you. I got Coach Michael Burt. A lot of you know Coach was very successful here in Rutherford County as a state championship basketball coach, and he has gone into other avenues in his life of helping people like myself and small businesses reach that same type of success. He's a motivational speaker, life coach, a success coach, but really what his niche is, or seems to be, is working with small businesses, getting in there and trying to help them with their culture and allow them to achieve all their potential. And so Coach has been working with us, and it's been an amazing time because we've learned so much about ourselves, and we talk a lot about different things. And the one thing that we've kind of been on lately is, what does world class look like? And in our case, what does a world class realtor look like? And put that vision in your head. I think all of us would say we want to be world class in whatever we do, but a lot of us don't seem to ever achieve it. And I guess, Coach, speaking to our viewers out there, what do you think is what's the one or two biggest reasons people don't achieve greatness? Because I think everybody inherently probably wants to be great or better than what they are, but what keeps us from doing it?
Well, I think the biggest thing that keeps us from doing it is our own perspective, our own tiny imagination. That's why Wayne Dyer said that our greatest gift is the gift of imagination. Everything that we manifest physically first begins in the mind. And if you have a very limited perspective, you have very limited output, okay?
Right.
And The Richest Man in Babylon, the second paragraph of that book says, every action that we take is driven by our thoughts. And our thoughts are driven by our understandings. And they're no wiser than our understandings. Right. So in essence, to grow your understanding, your thoughts, which will eventually lead to action, you have to have more education or more experiences. And so you have to see a bigger picture and believe that you can do it. So if you ask me the two things that keep us from doing it, one is our own tiny perspective, and two, we don't believe that we can manifest. We think success is out there, but it's only for certain people. Right. It's only for the lucky and the strong, and they have some special skill set that we really don't have, and nothing really could be further from the truth.
That sounds right. I mean, that sounds so... it reminds me of a buddy of mine in Champaign, Illinois, and I think we are all basically what we become later in life is based a lot of it on experiences we had from our parents, from people that we were around, how we grew up, how it was scripted for us. And we don't have the luxury of picking who our parents are, good or bad.
Right.
And I was talking to a buddy in Champaign, Illinois, who's a very successful realtor. And his dad had worked for a company in a factory for years, a good company, and he had instilled in his son to get on with that company, work 30, 40 years, and you'll have a good retirement, you have medical expenses and those kind of things. Of course, we're seeing in America now that's not so much true anymore. Right. Those companies will downsize you in a heartbeat. Something interesting happened to him. He got hurt, and he could not work that job anymore, and that's why he thought about real estate. Because it wasn't going to be hard. His body couldn't take that kind of work. And but he said he had so much fear because he had been told, you know, that scary type deal to own your own business and go out on your own. And so he had to overcome that fear. Now, he was able to get in some Dale Carnegie courses and things like that, and that's what he, you know. But what is it about, like, if that person's sitting out there and they're like, they have a little bit of a yearning to do something else, but they're so trapped in their fears because all they've ever known was this or this, whether it's to be a great Christian or be a great parent, whatever. How do we help them get out of that box they're in? Well,
that's why Dr. Charles Stanley said, we always reap what we sow, more than we sowed it for longer than it was sown. Right. In essence, what he's saying is your thought processes were scripted many, many years ago by your upbringing, your parents, your genetics, physiological, psychological factors that were fed into your life to the point that you believe them.
Right.
And you've got a mental map about who you are.
Our belief system.
Your belief system has been scripted. So the only way to rewire that scripting is what I talk about in my book, The Anatomy of Winning. Right. You know, how do you rewire people to win? And it's in essence deprogram old habits through education or experiences and reprogram this concept that you can manifest that. Now, there's two thought processes. There's scarcity-minded people, usually bred into them or fed into their life from an early age, and there's abundant-minded people. And you see the really successful people, the ultra-successful people, have a mindset that they can manifest anything that they want.
Right.
They can wake up and create any amount of success or wealth or whatever they want. And because of that, they normally do. Right. They work backward from that picture in their head because their belief system is that they can do it. People that are not successful wake up and find all the reasons why they can't do it. Fear of failure, fear of embarrassment.
A lot of fear.
A lot of fear. My friends will make fun of me. And, you know, when I first started writing books, all my friends made fun of me. I was a basketball coach. And I started to speak around the country, and they still made fun of me. And I really had to make believers out of those people for them to say, you know what? That's his unique ability. That's his talent, is coaching people. But I had to overcome a lot of inertia and a lot of gravitational pulls around me that really tried to pull me back into not doing what I do today.
Obviously, you had a lot of inner drive, but Coach, who would you say has probably been one of your biggest mentors in your life? Who was someone, because I believe mentors are very important. I believe we have to look at other people for inspiration.
Right.
Who are some people, or one or two or whatever, maybe just one, who really, you know, you said, hey, I see a difference in that guy, and I want to figure out how he's doing it. You got curious about it. Who would that be?
Well, I think from a leadership perspective, the best thing that ever happened to my career was in 1994. Don Meyer, who was coaching at David Lipscomb, said, if you don't read another book this year, read 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey.
Okay.
I became immersed with studying Covey and his whole person theory, and I emotionally identified with him. I didn't know him personally, but I felt like I knew him personally because his material resonated the most with me. I began a 10-year study of his work that really deeply scripted my leadership thought process today, and I've got a chance to meet him in Boston, Massachusetts at some point, and but he's been my greatest leadership mentor, and that speaks to the power of what you feed into your life.
Yeah.
I didn't know him,
but
he impacted me in a way that completely changed my thought processes.
So let's simplify it. You went to a coaching clinic. You heard from a great coach who you respected, who won a lot of ball games, and he turned you on to a book.
That's right.
And you took the action.
That's right.
You read the book.
Yes.
And it changed the course of your life.
That's exactly right.
You know, Charlie Tremendous Jones always said the difference between us today and a year from now are the people we meet and the books we read.
Yep.
And so if I can encourage you guys out there, Coach, thank you so much.
Thank you.
If I can encourage you out there, if you're in a rut or anything in your life, spiritual, you know, relationships, whatever, business, find somebody that's doing it that you respect and get curious and get involved with them and figure out how they're doing it. And I promise it will have a huge impact on your life, just like Coach has huge impacts on people's lives every day. We appreciate you. We'll see you next week. Coach, how can they find you on the internet?
HearCoachBurtSpeak.com.
All right, cool deal. And we're at johncjones.com. Thank you.